So just recently, Visa and Mastercard lost a $5.5 billion lawsuit. And if you have a business that processed payments with either company between 2004 and 2019, you could be eligible to reclaim 1 to 1.5% of your total revenue from that period. So that's about 15 years of credit card processing volume. So in this video, we're going to discuss how you can benefit from this $5.5 billion settlement if you have a business. For example, one business right here that processed over $23 million during those years, we were able to help them get back over $321,000 from the settlement period, and all they had to do was fill out a short form that takes literally less than a minute to complete. So you guys will see that through the link below. All you do is put in your first name, last name, email address, phone number, and then your business information. And if you watch all the way to the end of this video, I'll explain more details about that on top of how you can be able to have more cash flow to accumulate more crypto. I'm going to share some projects with you guys on the XRP ledger that are in the first stages of their breakout underneath a $1 million market cap. I'm going to show you the easiest way to call the top of the market cycle. We have some breaking news about the CEO of Microsoft and what's about to take place on the 10th of December that could be extremely bullish for Bitcoin. Bitcoin to the US dollar price chart and what's about to happen next. Donald Trump planning to completely eliminate federal income tax, which is absolutely insane because the federal income tax brackets goes from 10% all the way up to 37% if you make over $578,000 a year. So that's a lot of money back in your pocket. The future of the Federal Reserve and the most bullish thing that I've ever seen for the crypto market that you need to watch this video for, that is going to directly affect XRP and the rest of your portfolio this entire bull run. So comment 777 if you're feeling blessed, if you're feeling bullish, and if you're going to become the first millionaire in your family tree, confirm it by tapping the subscribe button. Let's run it. All right, bull runners, welcome back to the channel. So this is extremely time sensitive and super important if you own a business. Now, if you don't own a business, listen in a little bit. I'll explain how you can benefit from this. And I'll leave a link in the description below so you can read through this, because the $5.5 billion settlement is a part of a long-standing class action lawsuit against Visa and Mastercard. The lawsuit accused the credit card giants of imposing unfair fees on merchants, specifically swipe fees, which merchants have argued were excessively high and not transparent. If you have a business, you've definitely dealt with this over the years. The litigation began in 2005, indicated by merchants who claimed that Visa and Mastercard, along with several banks, colluded to set fees and rules for credit card transactions that were anti-competitive and violated antitrust laws. After years of legal battles and a previous settlement that was overturned on appeal, this $5.5 billion settlement is seen as a significant resolution. And here's why this matters for you. If you have a business and you process payments with Visa and Mastercard between 2004 to 2019, which is like 15 years, that's a long period of time, you could be eligible to reclaim 1 to 1.5 of all of your total revenue for that period. So that's massive. That's a lot of money over a 15-year period. For example, we're connected with a firm that's already helping many businesses recover significant amounts through this settlement. Like I just showed you guys at the beginning of this video, one of the larger businesses that generated roughly $23 billion in revenue over those years is set to receive over $320,000 back. So here's why this is super time sensitive, and this isn't fake scarcity here because of the details of this settlement. The deadline to file your claim is February 4th, 2025, with claims typically paid out 90 days after submission. And here's how it works. The firm that's working with the businesses through the link below offers a white glove service to make the process streamline for you. All you need to do is through the link below, you just simply fill out the form on the right-hand side of the page. Literally takes like 30 to 60 seconds. And you're going to receive a claim estimate within 7 days based on your Visa Mastercard revenue from 2004 to 2019. The firm handles the entire claim process to maximize your potential payout. The firm provides a thorough transaction analysis, possibly uncovering inconsistencies that could boost your settlement. And even if you don't have a business and you don't qualify for a claim, like you didn't use Visa or you didn't use Mastercard to process any transactions, and you want to benefit from this opportunity over the next 100 days sharing with business owners, then you could share your affiliate link and earn 3% of what the businesses get back for every business that you share with that qualifies. So I'll simply leave another link below if you want to create your affiliate account. Now, obviously, quick disclaimer, our content is provided for informational purposes only. It's not legal or financial advice. We're not financial advisors. We encourage you to conduct your own research before taking any action. The lawsuit details and claims process discussed are just simply based on the current information available on their website. And by no means am I guaranteeing any outcomes for you, because your business might not even qualify. I don't know what business you have because this is a YouTube video, obviously. And past results don't guarantee future success, whether it's in business or in crypto trading in general. And the link below is a referral link, as I just told you, and we do earn a small percentage on that, as do you. That's why we're sharing it with you, to help you benefit from it. So we appreciate you guys for supporting the channel, because that helps create more value-based videos like this so we can continue to provide top-notch news for you on a daily basis. So check it out, watch the video on the page, super simple, and you'll just find out how much Visa and Mastercard stole from your business over 15 years. So it's a no-brainer. Yesterday I made a video talking about what's happening with Ripple's first ledger, and there was a project that just launched on it, like a 16K market cap. It was called Ripples, and this project right here absolutely exploded. Right now it's actually sitting at 62K market cap. I think this thing ran up to like 200K. Obviously I'm not telling you guys to buy this project, but one thing that I'm noticing in the space right now, specifically for XRP, is a lot of people have been wanting an exchange to trade meme coins on. So I'll also leave a link below for you guys to go check this out. One thing that's really cool about this exchange is it's paired with a Telegram trading bot for you to be able to use, track all of your positions and all of that good stuff. And people can come in here and create a token in literally less than 10 seconds. Now, obviously the barrier of entry is really low, so there are going to be a lot of crap projects on here. So to filter through things, you can go and you can click based on market cap right here, and you can sort based on the largest market cap. And literally yesterday, Drop had a $4 million market cap, and right now it has an $11 million market cap, so it more than 2x. And this project Ripples did a 12x, and it's still above when I made that video. Now I'm not telling you guys to buy any of these projects, but once this project finds a bottom, this is just simply the psychology of a market cycle, where we go in this complacency stage right here, then anxiety, denial, panic, capitulation, anger, and then we go through some type of depression stage before we see the next disbelief rally, then go into hope, optimism, belief, thrill, and then euphoria for a new high, which obviously there's no guarantees, but I just see this play out time and time again, because we saw this happen for Drop. For example, on the macro, this chart just looks amazing, but when we zoom in all the way right here, look what happened when this project first launched. It rallied all the way up here. We went through a complacency stage, then we saw the first sell-off and taking profits, where we go through anxiety, denial, panic, capitulation, anger, depression, then we go through this whole disbelief rally, and we just consolidate right here for a period of time before the next breakout took place. Then we break out, we consolidate for another period of time right up here, and then we break out again. And so I don't know how high this project will run. The real key to understand here is that First Ledger is so new that these projects are literally, I can barely even say that word, like a day or two old. This was August 24th. So over the past 2 days, and it's already $11 million market cap. So this just shows you what to pay attention to, where the money is moving. And as XRP just stays stagnant, people are looking for lower market cap projects. So for example, one project right here, I literally started recording this video and it was at 600 or 700,000. It's at 800,000 market cap. It's sand grain. Completely stupid, I know, but this is meme coin market, guys, and this is how it operates and this is how it works. So you can go check this one out. We'll see what this one is at over the next 24 to 48 hours, or let alone the next week. I just see that the branding is almost identical to Drop, and it has one of the highest 24-hour volumes on the entire exchange. That tells me something. So what I look for is low market cap, high holders, very high 24-hour volume. Now, liquidity is still something this exchange needs to work on, as I mentioned yesterday, but I did decide to accumulate some of these projects. That doesn't mean that you guys should. I just believe in full transparency and telling you guys what I am buying, what I do think will do well, but that doesn't mean that it will. If it goes to zero, I'm losing money, so you can't blame me because we're in this together, right? If something completely falls apart, then I most likely lost a lot of money. I might have lost more than you, and that's the name of the game. That's crypto. You're a full-grown adult. I don't have to insult your intelligence. You can take full responsibility for your degenerate decisions in these markets. I don't just hold meme coins. Obviously, having a diversified portfolio is the smartest move, because look at what's happened with XRP over the past year. Virtually nothing. In fact, it's down 7%. So if you haven't been diversified and you've just been holding XRP, you're more frustrated than anyone else out there. And don't get me wrong, I hold XRP too, so I completely feel you. That part of my portfolio is doing absolutely nothing. But like I told you guys, I treat it like a 401k that's not going to go away. It's going to be around long term. XRP's pretty much been operating like a stable coin because they're just waiting for the lawsuit to be done. The price is suppressed like silver, but long term, this is going to be like an Amazon stock, in my opinion, or like a Microsoft stock, or like a Tesla, or like a Google stock. And over the next 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years, $100. This is just something that I'm just going to live on and sell off here and there when I need to buy another private island or something like that. So I assume that that's why you guys are holding XRP too, that you don't want to just make money in 24 hours. If you want to make money in 24 hours, you need to get a little more degenerate with lower market cap stuff that can fluctuate, but that's how you can also lose a lot of money. So you never want to bet the family farm on low market cap stuff, obviously. I only put money into low market cap plays that I'm completely okay with going to zero and losing, so it's not going to affect my life at all. I ain't gonna lose any sleep. That's what you gotta ask yourself. Is this decision gonna lose you sleep at night if this money goes to zero? If the answer is yes, then you're investing more than you can afford to lose. Simple investing psychology, right? Now, this is the easiest way to call the top of this cycle by far. It's really simple. It worked back in 2017. It worked again in 2021, and it's most likely going to happen in 2025. It's the only indicator that gets it right virtually every single time, and it's called the Bitcoin Profitability Index. When the index rises above 300, that's your signal that whales are taking profit. They're getting out of the markets, while retail, that are the late people, the laggards to the market, they're buying the tops when VCs are dumping. And so when it's above 300, whales are taking profit. Look at 2017 and 2021. When the index reached 300%, the red zone, the market started to top out every time. Right now, where are we? So people that are getting out of the markets right now, we're at 200%. So it's still up there, but it means there's still room to grow. When we get close to 200, that's when you need to be ready. You need to be prepared. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. You ding the bell notification. We'll be showing you guys data and multiple different indicators on what we see happening in the markets. No hype, no guesswork, just facts and proven metrics that keep us ahead. The goal here is not to just make a lot of crypto in the markets. It's to actually retain your money at the end of the bull run, so you're not round tripping your bags back to the bottom and having to wait another 4 to 5 to 6 years. Look at this, breaking news. Microsoft asked their shareholders to vote on whether to consider investing in Bitcoin, and we're gonna see whether they do or they don't by December 10th. So we pretty much have all through November to prepare, position ourselves accordingly, accumulate the right positions before the next major move in the market. And the front runner of the market that we need to watch before we see what happens with XRP and the rest of the altcoins is Bitcoin, with Bitcoin sitting at $67,000. And we look at the stochastic RSI and the weekly, we see what happened last time that we started a breakout like this. And after a long period of consolidation was ultimately back from April of 2023, where we were at about 196 days, and we started breaking out in October of 2023 around that 200-day mark. Look at what happened on the stochastic RSI when we saw this bullish cross below 20 down here. You know, we found a bottom very similar to what we just saw happen recently. Well, obviously the bullish crosses below 20 happened multiple times. The most frequent one before we confirmed this bullish cross passing back above 20 was on the 9th of September when we saw this bottom out right here and bounce off of roughly $53,000. So in my opinion, where we are is very similar to where we were from this phase right here, because you can see the momentum shift on the stochastic RSI back here at the end of 2023 into the positive territory. And so where we are right now is the K line is at 70, the D line is at 63, and we're trending positive. So we shifted from bearish momentum to bullish momentum. And even when we see an attempt at a bearish cross above 80 on the stochastic RSI, right here, there was an attempt on the 13th of November of 2023 where Bitcoin's price was at $36,000. It just kept marching higher until we confirmed a bearish cross on the 4th of December at $44,000. And then we traded sideways. We saw another peak up at $49,000. The SEC manipulated the price of Bitcoin by posting that the ETF, Bitcoin ETF, was approved. And then Gary Gensler coming out saying it's not approved. Like, what was that about? Look at what happened to the price. It went from $49,000 all the way down to $38,000. That was price manipulation from the SEC. The craziest thing I ever saw. You guys that were in the markets around that time saw how ridiculous that was. And what is SEC here to do? Protect investors? No, of course not. They're here to regulate through enforcement rather than due process. And so then we broke out, even on the way down, right? While the stochastic RSI was on the way down, we bottomed out right here. So looking at indicators is not like the telltale all of what you need to be only focusing on, because we look at other macro market indicators that I'm going to share with you in a little bit, like what the Federal Reserve is doing, what central banks are doing. It's super important, but they are a good guidepost to kind of point you in the right direction, because once we confirmed a bullish cross right here, look at this green candle that came in right after that and boom, blew Bitcoin out of the water to $73,000 to a new all-time high, confirmed another bearish cross above 80, and then the price has been waddling around for the longest period of time below the all-time high. So now that we're just starting to break out on the stochastic RSI and we're not yet above 80, I think Bitcoin is just going to start marching. Even if there's short-term like pullbacks in the temporary period and it chops through this range right here, I think Bitcoin is just going to continue to march higher. And eventually what we will see if we continue the bullish rally is we'll see a candle, like multiple candles, like what happened here from the 5th of February until the 11th of March, and also from the 16th of October until like the 23rd of October, where these green candles come in very, very quick. You have 1 to 2 weeks. And if you're not prepared, if you're not holding, then you're FOMO buying in that rally, and you just start checking your phone. You're like, whoa, Bitcoin's breaking out. It's at 80K. Holy crap, an hour later, it's at 85,000. That's what happens. So much money flows in so quick, and we just see these parabolic green candles. Look at what happened the last bull run when Bitcoin finally started to break out. 1 green candle, and this is the weekly, guys, too. So 1 week green candle, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 5 weeks, just boom, Bitcoin shoots out, and then it consolidates for a bit, and then it does it again. 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks right here, then consolidates for a little bit, then it does it again to the top of the bull run. So the last stage in the bull run, what we're nearing up on really soon, leading into 2025, is where we start to go into the parabolic stage and start catching back up to the stock to flow line. Because look at Bitcoin's stock to flow line right here. I mean, it goes all the way up. I don't know how accurate this is right here on this chart, but it's around like $700,000. Now, does that mean that Bitcoin is going to get to $700,000 this bull run cycle? No, it doesn't, because look, it stopped short of the stock to flow line last bull run, whereas the bull run prior to that, it breached above it. So we don't know how high Bitcoin will get. If it gets up to the stock to the flow line, that would be absolutely incredible. But if it stops short of it at like $190,000, then starts the bear market, I'm going to be happy either way, because altcoins are going to see a majority of liquidity rotate into them as soon as Bitcoin's dominance drops. Listen to this. Donald Trump, who is favored to win the election now, tells Joe Rogan he's serious about eliminating federal income tax. Do you guys know what this means if this were to happen? Where do you think that money is going to go for people that don't have to pay their taxes that are investors if this actually does take place? They're going to put it into the markets. This would create one of the biggest giga rallies we've ever seen in the crypto market, in the stock market of all time.
Did you just float out the idea of getting rid of income taxes and replacing it with tariffs?
Well, okay.
Were you serious about that?
Yeah, sure. But why not? Because ready? Our country was the richest relatively in the 1880s and 1890s. A president who was assassinated named McKinley. He was the tariff king. He spoke beautifully of tariffs. His language was really beautiful. We will not allow the enemy to come in and take our jobs and take our factories and take our workers and take our families unless they pay a big price. And the big price is tariffs. And he'd speak like that, but he was right. And then around in the early 1900s, they switched over stupidly to, frankly, an income tax. And you know why? Because countries were putting a lot of pressure on America. We don't want to pay tariffs. Please don't you? You know, believe me, they control our politicians. If you look at the kind of numbers that these guys make then and now, but we had a commission meeting in the I think it was 1887. Think of this problem. We were so rich. We had so much money. We didn't know what to do. So they set up a blue ribbon commission on tariffs. And the sole purpose is what to do with all the money we had. We were so rich because we were taxing other people for coming in and taking our jobs.
Now, here's why this is such a big deal, because the 2023 tax rates, according to the IRS.gov, if you have zero taxable income, obviously, like, you're not really paying anything on it, but you pay up to 10% until $11,000. Then you start paying 12% between $11,000 to $44,000. Then 22%, $44,000, $95,000, then 24% to $182,000, then 32% to $231,000. And then you really start paying an incredible amount of money on anything above $578,000, 37%. So if you make $1 million and you don't write it as much off as possible, and that's your net profit with no write-offs, paying $370,000 of that to an organization that is corrupt in the first place, like, That is the most ridiculous theft that I've ever seen in my life. Now, when we dig back to where this really came from, the first personal income tax was imposed by Congress back in 1861 to raise revenue for the Civil War. Congress repealed that tax in 1872, but the idea was brought back in the 16th Amendment to the Constitution that established Congress's right to impose a federal income tax. Now, here's one thing that's really interesting. The amendment was passed by Congress in 1909, ratified by the states, and took effect when? February 25th, 1913. And around that time, less than 1% of the population paid income taxes that first year at a rate of 1% of net income. It was only 1% back then. Can you imagine that? Versus 37% today if you're actually a workaholic and you make money and you're successful and like you contribute a lot by employing a lot of people as a big business owner. But here's the craziest part. February 25th, 1913. What happened around that same year? Well, 1913, the Federal Reserve System is born. From December of 1912 to December of 1913, the Glass-Willis proposal was hotly debated, molded, and reshaped. And by the end of that year, when President Woodrow Wilson signed the Federal Reserve Act into law, it stood as a classic example of a compromise and then central bank that balanced the competing interest of private banks and populist sentiment to create the private banking cartel to basically print money whenever they want, partnered through Congress, the Treasury, all of that stuff. So when we look here at the 2025 Federal Reserve note print order, and we just scroll down here, look at this. They're just printing money in the billions of dollars. These are billions of pieces from hundreds, old designs, 50s, 20s, 10s, 5s, 2s, 1s. Look how many $1 bills they're printing. What are they doing with all those ones? Are they throwing them in the strip club till 2 in the morning? Is Jerome Powell going out after his late night benders, after these FOMC speeches where he has to talk about interest rates? He's like, give me 2 billion ones. I got to offload some stress here. What's Jerome Powell doing with his money? We need answers, and we need them now because this is out of control. This is pissing me off. I'm peeved here. $35 trillion. How are we going to pay this off? There needs to be a reset. This is impossible. This is going to keep growing to what, $50 trillion? When does this end? When does this bubble burst? Well, a more important question to ask is how can you get wealthy to purchase your freedom as a human being on this planet so you can get multiple passports, you can have a private jet, you can have your own private island, you can own land all across the globe, you can have real estate everywhere, you can own millions of dollars of gold and silver, millions of dollars of crypto, you can have millions of dollars of cash or bonds and different bank accounts that you want, and you can just be as free as the Matrix will let you be, because none of us are truly free until we're dead and we're out of our bodies. But while you're alive, while you're playing this game, you need to accumulate as much money as humanly possible to provide freedom for yourself and for your family. So the USDebtClock.org has been sharing with us what's coming in the future. Imagine a world without the Fed, the new USA dollar. It's elemental, backed by gold, silver, in a basket of other goods. And they're posting all these pictures. This one says swap out debt for wealth, the Fed banking cartel dollar, 1913. Dividend dollar, 2025. So something massive is coming in 2025, guys, and we have less than a year. So this is one of the coolest times in human history. I am extremely excited because there's still so much stuff to uncover for you guys every single day. So we appreciate you for watching these videos. But we, the people, shall repossess the U.S. Treasury dividend dollar. The meek shall inherit the land and delight themselves in abundant prosperity. The crime for the century, the Fed banking cartel, the theft of America, where a new world is rising. Then I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth had passed away. There's a revolution taking place behind the scenes right now. We're seeing just the tip of the iceberg in the crypto market because the wealth extraction scheme created by the Fed, the IRS, to print as much money as possible, to go into even more debt, increase your taxes to try and pay that off, and it never will happen. Take your tax dollars, send it over to Ukraine, not actually use that money to help the hurricane victims, is the most corrupt thing that I've ever seen. And so people are sick and tired of it. It's time for wealth preservation for the next millennium. So this brings me to the crypto total market cap excluding Bitcoin. This is every single altcoin. Right now, we're sitting at $908 billion. To Take into account the US national debt is $35 trillion. When we talk about foreign exchange money, stock market money, the size of the real estate market, the size of the bond market, the size of derivatives, all the other markets, this is a small amount of money in the grand scale of things. Still under 1 trillion. That's why I'm extremely bullish, because we're just getting started. And also, when we look at the past and where we were based on Bitcoin's stock to flow rainbow indicator on how many days until Bitcoin's next halving, well, Bitcoin just went through the halving. Each time we saw this take place, when we went from purple to orange, look at what happened for Bitcoin during the last bull run. You know, we consolidated roughly, not Bitcoin, sorry, the rest of the market. We consolidated roughly around $150 billion. And then when we went to yellow, that's where the biggest parabolic stage of the crypto market took place. The bull run before then, we consolidated right around orange, and then going from orange to yellow, a little bit more of a consolidation, but yellow was the most parabolic stage of the bull run cycle. What are we going into right now? Well, we just saw the consolidation phase take place going from orange to yellow, and we just saw the first little blip right here on the weekly chart of yellow. So in my opinion, we are about to go into the most explosive parabolic stage of the bull run cycle. Now, from yellow to green, we see the next consolidation take place that happened back here from August 2017 until October, November, December 2017. We saw the exact same thing happen all the way up here from yellow to green around May of 2021 to the top of the market of the 29th of December. Actually, no, it wasn't December. If I zoom in here, I can get the exact date. We don't need to be nitty gritty here and too nerdy with the details. I'm giving you guys a bigger picture view, because when you expand your vision, you expand your mindset to the bigger picture. This is how you make money long term. The market peaked out right before we went to light blue. The market peaked out right before we went to light blue. And so if people think the market's peaking out right now, we're not even close to light blue. So we don't know. The real thing here, the real question here is how high the market will go. That doesn't matter. We're not going to be selling or taking profits based on price predictions and where Bitcoin's at based on price. Price does not matter, because the last time that I saw people saying Bitcoin's going to $100,000 was 2021. It topped out short of $70,000. The time before then was 2017. People are saying Bitcoin's going to $100,000. It topped out at $19,000. Now, this bull run cycle, it might happen. I mean, we're really close to it. So this is probably, no guarantees obviously, but this is probably the cycle where Bitcoin does break 100,000. When that happens, watch guys, you're going to see people all over Twitter, all over news, all over the mainstream media saying Bitcoin's going to $1 million this bull run cycle. Holy cow. Finally, it's getting adopted. Bitcoin's going to $1 million or $500,000. And watch, Bitcoin will probably top out way short of that at like $190,000, $180,000, $150,000. If it goes anything beyond that, I'll be thrilled. I'll be stoked. But what I'm going to be watching is this stuff right here, the Bitcoin stock to flow rainbow indicator, the pi cycle top bottom indicator. We're going to be looking at the monthly stochastic RSI, the monthly MACD, where Coinbase is at in the App Store, what Google Trends is looking like, where the sentiment is on the crypto fear and greed index. So right now on the relative strength index, where we are is we're at 48 on the weekly. We're not even close to above 70, let alone where we were at the peak of the last bull run, all the way up here, even on this deviation right here where we're seeing a lower high on the indicator but a higher high on the price chart. That's what we're going to be looking for. Even last bull run, look at how many times we topped all the way up here on the way up. I think it'll be more similar to the bull run of 2015 to 2017. You saw the first rally up in orange. We came all the way up here on the relative strength index on the weekly of 96. Then we saw this massive sell-off back down to 50. Very similar to how this rally up right here, with the most recent rally from purple to orange for the crypto market in Bitcoin, brought their RSI all the way upwards of 85, and we're seeing this sell-off back down. Right now we're at 48. We did hold this support from August and September right here above 40. If we dip below that, it could get nasty. I just don't see it happening. There's too many bullish indicators that are signaling we're about ready to see a breakout take place on the relative strength index for the entire altcoin market, and we're about to go back into bullish momentum because we've been consolidating for over 200 plus days. We either range sideways or we trend up or we trend down. We've been going like down / sideways for 200 days. So the next move, theoretically and based on probabilities, is up. Doesn't mean it's going to happen, but just based on probabilities, law of averages, and the data that we're looking at. So what does that mean for XRP? Well, I talked about this, guys. We also look at the key indicators for XRP. Now, when the tide rises, so do all ships. Usually, the challenge here is that XRP is one of the most suppressed cryptocurrencies. It's like silver. Silver was one of the most valuable physical metals back in ancient times, and silver is one of the most suppressed currencies today. I see that as XRP as well too. They're suppressing it for some reason, and also the key indicators show that XRP potentially hasn't bottomed yet because the weekly stochastic RSI is in a downtrend right here. We haven't seen a bullish cross take place where the K line crosses back above the D line. When we see that happens, in my opinion, XRP would be making a reversal. So I did talk about this, and I'm very candid with you guys. I'll tell you when I think something's going down, and it looks like XRP is coming back down to retest this ascending support on top of this horizontal zone of support that we saw it wick off of from the 5th of August, the 1st of July, all the way back here on the 8th of April, the 14th of August, and all the way back here before it broke out to like 90 something cents. So I could see XRP coming back within this range before it's seen a bounce to the upside. Then XRP follows the rest of the market as Bitcoin's breaking out past its all-time high going into 2025. So that's what I'm expecting. I'm going to be accumulating more XRP. I'm probably going to sell my condo and I'm going to put it into XRP, and I'm going to put it into other top crypto assets that I see breaking out in the real world asset space, artificial intelligence, gaming, meme coins. And if you guys want to be notified first on what those projects are that I'll be accumulating before we make videos about them, post in our Telegram group of over 12,000 people, send to our email list of over 50,000 investors, then make sure you go to bullrunners.com, the link below, to take your knowledge in your portfolio to the next level. You'll be able to join our early bird list for exclusive altcoin picks, market analysis, and early access to our crypto education platform and our inner circle. First, you don't need any previous crypto trading experience to get started. You just have to go to bullrunners.com, click the button on the page, it says yes, reserve my spot on the list, put in your best email address. You'll be instantly subscribed to our daily video newsletter where you'll receive value-based videos like this right to your inbox for free. We don't charge anything for that, but yes, you will be paying something to get access to our crypto education platform because we put a lot of time, effort, and energy into that. And if that's the right thing for you, awesome. If not, no big deal. Doesn't matter. Either way, we're going to be backing up our truck all the way. The bank grabbing the bags, packing them, stacking them, leaving no bags left behind because we believe together that the spending power of the dollar is just going to keep going down in value. That's a fact based on inflation, blockchain technology, distributed ledger technology, cryptocurrencies have been going up in value. That's the truth. And together, we're all going running to the top. I'll see you guys on the next video. I'll see you on bullrunners.com. As always, you know what to do. Stay bullish.